Welcome back to another spiritually enlightened edition of the Disinformed podcast presents the Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. I'm Shane.
I'm John.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Sam.
We're
I
gonna
always say it like a spaz because I don't know if you're going to introduce me or if I'm supposed to say it.
Please
That's
dive
fair.
in. You're a guest host. You've done this several times. It's like the Tonight
All right.
Show. You should just get the rhythm now.
Yeah, you're your own. You don't need to wait for it anymore.
Fair
You have the
And
rhythm.
you're not glitching today. So congratulations.
Yay.
Why
Well,
did
if
you
you'll
say
remember,
that?
if you remember,
I knocked
it
on
was
wood.
fine
Yeah.
on Miraculous, but it was once we got
Yes.
to After Dark that suddenly the universe didn't want to hear her talk.
Whoa,
It's
whoa.
always recording the After Dark that just everything just goes south.
Yes.
Good
we
job,
get through
Michael.
Michael.
this.
I could feel your restraint.
Yes.
Very
I had
proud
to
of
stop. Mhm.
you. Shane, you wanna count us in here? What do we do? What is this? What's the point? What is the meaning of life?
Well, thanks, Don. I'm happy to be here, and I'm really looking forward to winning that new car.
What does it mean to do it live?
My perpetual joke. So, for those of you who are uninitiated, I am very sorry if this is your initial foray into what we do here. But if it happens to be, we have a feisty little podcast that escapes every Monday morning on your preferred podcast provider app called the Disinformed Podcast. And whilst we were recording this, we stumbled onto the world's worst fan fiction, otherwise known as My Immortal by Tara Gillespie. And we eventually decided to do a fun read along with that, which has now been committed to audiobook, which you can find on Bandcamp through the linktree below. But this is our second installment in our fan fiction reads, and so we have elected to begin reading The Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles, which has been an immense amount of joy for us thus far. But if you're enjoying what you hear and you want to continue to follow us down the rabbit hole, we'll be posting this every single Wednesday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And you can find us here on the tubes of you. Also, every Friday, we have Disinformed After Dark on YouTube as well, also 10 a.m. And you can check in with us whenever you would like. But if you're enjoying this, I believe Michael has a couple of instructions for you.
Well, you can smash that like button and ring the bell. I always forget that one.
Like how Sam got disgusted by you because that's how most people feel.
Indeed.
Oh yes, yeah. I do that on purpose.
I didn't mean to go
I'm usually
slapshot either. I
disgusted.
was trying to see how to put this this Google Doc into dark view
Ooh,
so
well,
that I wouldn't be so glary. But
do that when you do After Dark. It'll be.
I'm
more
sorry you
appropriate.
reflect so
I'll try.
much light.
it's this pale Caucasian skin.
That vitamin D deficiency biting you in the butt again.
I didn't say
Yeah, that
that
was
you
actually
did.
a real thing.
Oh, I'm gonna give him some
Um,
vitamin D in the butt later. So it's
John's
perfectly
basically a
fine.
vampire. That's what everyone
Basically,
needs to
I am
take
on a
away.
vampire schedule now for sure.
Yes, yes,
So,
you are.
and he wants to suck your blood.
Blood.
So,
yeah, that's what I want to suck.
also, if you dig what we do, please rate and review. We'd love to hear from you. But with no further ado, the rhymes are going to stop. I promise. We are going to soldier on into Chapter 4. But before we do that, Sam has got something that she feels is critical to our mission that we
All
need
right.
to impart to
I
everybody
do
for
just want to
commentary
call
sake.
this out. So in the chapter title is there, and then there's the characters. Mike is Hermione, John is Harry and Dumbledore, Shane's the author, and Sam is listed as the Reverend's wife. I don't get a name
Parenthetical.
anymore. Yes,
Parenthetical.
after that it does say parenthetical Minerva, but throughout the script, I no longer get a name. That's how unimportant this female character is in the story. Just want to point that out.
And this is
Before we
also
get
written
going.
by a woman.
Yeah,
This
Yeah.
fanfic is written by a woman, and she is
they're the
Taking-
worst ones.
she's
Someone-
taking the piss out of the whole thing.
Call
They
the-
want to take away other women's rights because they're so repressed. So,
someone call the pun patrol, but Minerva them. All right.
anyway, just wanted to call it out.
So we
Thank you.
now bring you Chapter 4. Hello, friends. I apologize for being gone for so long. One of my little ones came down with pneumonia. So, of course, my life has been nothing but doctor's appointments and chicken soup. And that's on top of all the other work a mommy has to do.
Surprised she believes in doctors.
I had nearly forgotten about the little story of mine when I sat down to catch up with my email, and lo and behold, there were dozens of messages from this lovely site. Now, of course, there were some hateful messages that made me very sad. But for every review posted by an evolutionist with a bee in his bonnet, there were 3 lovely private messages from other mommies out there thanking me for doing the Lord's work.
Sure.
Wow. I know when the Lord is telling me something. I do. So here is another chapter for all you mommies out there. And all you non-believers spreading hatred. Well, let's see if you aren't converted by the time this story's over.
Oh God, try,
Bet.
baby. Try.
When the delicious... Oh, apparently we're just going to soldier in here. All right.
That's not what the
Going
story.
straight
No
in.
All right.
heading, no line,
Done.
no punctuation.
Going right in here.
She
Well.
didn't even put a period on that sentence. It just has a
Nope,
smiley
it
face.
was a equal sign and parentheses.
I didn't realize that they believed in unprotected sex because they are just raw dogging this.
Proud housewives don't believe in periods. So,
Ooh! Get
This is
him,
my favorite
Dad.
episode so far.
so charged. All right.
All right.
We got some pent up things happening right now.
Ooh-wee.
Well, children, saddle up because it's about to get interesting.
Yeah, character time, guys.
When the delicious, filling dinner had ended, Harry wiped some last tasty cookie crumbs from the sides of his mouth. He was very full and very tired. Discovering the truth, being saved and coming to Hogwarts, it had certainly been a long day for this little one.
Holy truth is capitalized, by the way. All right. You look like you could use a good night's sleep.
The Reverend's wife commented daintily.
How would you like to move into your dormitory?
I would love to.
Harry cried cheerfully. He was so excited to become a student here, and he was so grateful for the opportunities the Lord had given him. Sometimes people who have done without are the most grateful.
Hermione, why don't you show our newest student to the dormitory?
Dumbledore suggested wisely.
I love to, Daddy.
Hermione replied obediently with an innocent, girlish smile, and got to her feet and smoothed out the skirt of her becoming pink frock.
Should I can't clean the kitchen first?
I can take care of that tonight.
The Reverend's wife answered indulgently, and she was already beginning to clear the elegant porcelain dishes.
Which is, I think, absolutely funny that God would just make all this food appear, but like not do the dishes.
But I
Like,
still have to do the dishes.
yeah, exactly. I
'Cause
got you
women
for food, but
We're always servants.
yeah,
No.
exactly.
It's important to help everybody feel humble and closer to God through service.
That's why he
That's
also
not
created
part of
lotion
this-
for your
that's
tiny
not in
petite
here.
hands.
That's why you evolutionists don't vacuum.
No, it's just because we don't suck.
I've met you. I beg to differ. So, here we are.
Thank you, Mommy.
That's just scary.
Better than
Hermione
No.
shouted gratefully, and she walked over to Harry.
Would you please come with me?
And order a Coke. Harry blushed shyly and got to his feet. His aunt had never taught him how to talk to pretty girls. She always said that pretty girls were shallow and not very smart, and that a real woman would put her career first and didn't care about her looks. But it only took one look at this godly young girl to realize just how wrong that was. A woman taking pride in her appearance is honoring the Lord, because after all, it is the Lord who gave her a pretty face and nice hair.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
Can't take anything away from Clairol in the moment of this either, but I digress.
Ooh, I got a case of vapors.
Taking care of that is important. Harry got the feeling that Hermione was as beautiful on the inside as she was on the outside.
Sure, that's how we
So she's
decide
got
that.
one for 4.
The two little ones stepped out into the brisk, chilly night, and for a few minutes they were both silent. Harry did not think it was possible for this sweet, demure girl to be as nervous as he was, but going by the silence, perhaps she was a little nervous herself. After a few minutes, Hermione said shyly,
Welcome to Hogwarts. It is a wonderful place. We are really so glad to have you here.
I like that you converted back to Ebony Darkness
Yeah,
Dimension Raven
can't-
way.
Yeah,
Well, there's
there.
there's tension here, so
You wanna-
he's probably triggered from all the tension in the last few
That's what it
Yes.
is.
all the nervousness.
Get back to the dirty South there, Miguel.
Yeah.
Harry's face reddened as they crossed an expansive, flowery field. That's a metaphor, children. They were going in the direction of a cluster of imposing, stone, academic-looking buildings.
Thank you.
Must be hell.
He muttered happily.
It is beautiful and it feels very holy.
It is.
Hermione commented enthusiastically, and her chocolate-colored, carefully curled tresses were bouncing along with her steps.
My father is a very godly man, and to spread the word of the Lord is his greatest dream.
Truly, that is a noble dream.
Harry responded gravely with wisdom beyond his few years. They walked for a few more minutes in silence. Eventually, they reached the end of the lovely green meadow.
The boys' dormitory is this way.
Now you sound like a
I
South
take-
Park
you wanna take that
I went too
character.
far. Yeah.
Here,
Sorry,
back
I
for
went-
one.
I
For
went
the
too
old
far.
man and Family Guy.
The
That's where
boys'
you went.
dormitory is this way. Well, I had more of a lisp there. I can't do lisps.
Yeah,
very
it was
well.
real.
It was very Herbert. The boys' dormitory is this way.
Hermione exposited knowingly, and with the innocent, casual affection so often found in children, she grabbed Harry's hand as she led him around the edifice of classrooms. Harry was so nervous. He could not think of anything to say. His brain fumbled for the perfect Christian thing to say. But before he could even imagine a word, or before he could even manage a word, Harry, for the love of all things holy,
That's what she said.
but before he could even manage a word, Hermione came to a stop in front of a tall stone tower.
This is the boys' dormitory.
The devout young woman explained kindly, and she gestured to the heavy oak door beside them.
I would
More
show you
implication?
inside, but I would hate to cause a scandal.
I understand.
Harry declared graciously. Too many young women have an aversion to hardwood.
Oh, also, let's keep in mind, guys.
That's not what
these
it
are 12-year-olds,
says.
okay?
That's
No,
not
they
what it
just turned
says.
11. They're 11-year-olds. It's even
There also wasn't a insert vomit noise in the middle of a
That's
of a
true.
monologue, but here
That
you are.
is true. Yeah, there also needed to be apparently something. So if you know about this actual character, Hermione has frizzy hair, and she made a point to not only change her red hair to brown or chocolate, she also wanted to make sure that we all knew that she curls it. She takes care of that hair. It's not
Oh.
frizzy like Hermione. Heaven
she
forbid.
has curls.
I
Yeah.
feel like we made a great decision and a terrible one at the same time because you're going to be dissecting this from two different sides.
This
Yeah.
This triggers both sides of your hatred.
Oh, it triggers
I
me
love it.
so hard. Why? Go on. I'm sorry.
We did this to ourselves. Shane,
Ugh.
sorry, author, housewife, woman, you were saying?
This week's episode brought to you by the letter Y.
Why?
Why?
Harry declared graciously. Too many young men these days pressure young women into things undesired and forbidden. It is the mark of a true old-fashioned gentleman to respect the fact that every young woman is another man's future wife.
Yeah, that's why.
And we all know that it would be a dreadful, terrible sin to bring another man's wife into intimacy. Why does modern culture suddenly treat that as okay simply because he does not have her yet?
This
Man-
is so early in this book for this to be coming up already.
You were saying,
Many things,
housewife?
many things come early in this story, apparently. Man's laws may permit it, but the laws of the Lord are not bound by time. See, she answered your question there, Sam.
Yeah, it's not bound by
Yeah.
time. She
Now
can
I
say
totally
that whenever she wants.
The
understand.
laws of the Lord are not bound by time.
Yeah, it was the time. That was the issue.
Morris Day in the
That's-
time.
Okay.
Hermione moved to push open the imposing large door, but she struggled with the knob. It was quite a heavy door. But Harry was a good, devout Christian now. He would not have a young, godly girl struggling with his knob. I'm sorry, I've misread.
I didn't think we were going down that
Oh,
territory
this
yet for a
chapter
fan
is
fiction.
Oh boy.
He would not have a young, godly girl struggling to open a door, which he was perfectly capable of opening himself. With the simple faith so often seen in little ones, Harry got down on his knees and lifted his hands skyward and shouted prayerfully.
Dear Lord, please open those doors and allow me to enter my new home.
With a
Why wouldn't he just grab the doorknob?
Because they're both fumbling with the knob.
Oh, right. Neither
He
of
needs
them
the
know what to
Lord's
do.
guidance to
They
show him how to
needed
handle
a
the
No.
third party.
He's not allowed to touch the knob. We've been
Oh,
over this again and again.
Oh, fair
Oh,
point.
right,
Yeah,
right,
nope.
right,
That's an even
right.
bigger sin than if she
Gotta
touched
ask
the knob.
the Lord to do
Lord,
it for him.
Yeah, ask the Lord to fumble that
Again.
knob.
Just so that we're clear, we're talking about a large imposing door.
Yes.
We're not talking about anything else. It's a large imposing door.
Yeah.
Just like South,
What were you talking about?
or just like Night Vale.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know
a
why you
heavy-
needed to bring that up.
Wooden
Heavy oak
door.
door. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the knob that we're talking
Yes,
about.
yes, doorknobs.
Yeah,
They're
I don't know why
slippery.
you needed to bring that up. That was quite obvious.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you for
good.
editorializing
Well, I was just making sure
further.
that we're
yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yes,
I
it's
made it
important to
weird.
clarify. Connotation, yes.
What you were talking about?
So, with a loud, thunderous boom that echoed through the expansive, beautiful campus, the doors crashed open. Harry stood up piously as Hermione's jaw dropped. Now she knew for certain that this was truly a man of the Lord. Harry was about to step inside when Hermione grabbed his arm. He blushed once more.
Wait, Harry.
Hermione uttered quickly.
There's something you should know.
What is it?
Harry queried questioningly.
My father says that dark times are coming.
And so am I. Hermione spoke worriedly.
There's a man named Voldemort who wants to destroy all that we stand for. He is pushing an agenda in Congress which will stop us from practicing our faith freely.
But that is what our founding fathers built this nation for.
Harry cried indignantly.
The freedom of religion.
Voldemort doesn't care.
Hermione remarked sadly, and she shook her head.
And he is gaining power. The freedom of Christian to practice our faith is disappearing by the day. Soon, it will be like it was in Rome.
Lovely, ladylike tears began to roll down her delicate, terrified face.
And I don't like lions.
It'll be all right.
Harry reassured manfully.
We will just need to pray really, really hard. That's why we're here, after all.
You're so brave.
Hermione pronounced admiringly, and she wiped the tears from her eyes. She flung her arms around Harry's neck.
Thank you for giving me courage.
Harry patted her head before departing and entering his
Awkward.
new home. It wasn't until the doors closed behind him that he realized that he did not know where he was supposed to sleep. The tower consisted of an old stone staircase winding up the steep sacred walls, and there were doors leading into each bedroom off of the stairway corridor. Harry felt very lost for a moment, but a quick prayer showed him the way. As he collapsed into his bed, very tired from such an eventful day, he thought about the days that were coming. It was truly a good thing that the Lord had called him when he did.
Sure.
Okay, so yeah, that was quite a chapter.
That was a very charged chapter.
Yeah,
the,
Sam, you'll be
spirit
happy
of
to
the
know
Lord.
that you get a break next week.
Good.
Looks like not only is there no name, there's no part
There's no part.
for the Reverend's wife next week. So thank you for coming in this week.
Oh yeah. Who else is in there next week? Don't you have a new person?
Ron makes an appearance.
Let me be Ron. Let me be Ron. Let me be Ron.
Then what would Michael do except stumble over words?
Well, I thought he had different characters.
No,
Those-
he just
Nope.
has Ron.
Next
This-
week,
Oh, just
it's
kidding.
pretty isolated.
Yeah. The script is actually very sparse with characters.
Okay. I'm
As
just saying,
the-
when another one comes up, I'd love to play with a different accent.
Oh,
you
trust
think,
me,
you think you're a utility? You think
I
you
have-
got
I have
more?
plans.
I'd love to be British. Didn't work.
Was that your British
British.
accent?
British.
Oh, that
Oh.
sounds perfect.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
So,
you're doing terrific.
So what you drinking there, Sam?
It's, pumpkin juice.
Yeah.
Well, if
Ugh.
that
Holly
ain't
juice
Tennessee
potion.
whiskey, then you ain't allowed.
Oh
on
yeah,
this
let me warn
podcast.
guests here. Is that Tennessee honey and ginger ale?
No, you're close.
I'm
Tennessee
done
honey?
You guys
guessing.
won't get it.
It's Tennessee honey and the
It's,
soul of
um,
small children.
And
no,
ice.
it's a ginger
Actually,
beer.
urine.
There a bourbon peach cider, and a little bit of Jameson and some cinnamon. And it's
Fancy.
really good.
cinnamon.
It's really
I like
good.
cinnamon.
Well,
I
I
believe
call it Sam's peach cobbler.
we should probably say a prayer and get out of here, huh?
Indeed. So, Lord, thank you for giving us the literary masterpiece that is the Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. And we do so thank you for helping to imbue us with your light, life, livelihood, and the belief that women do not contribute much to society other than their beauty.
And you should recount their votes.
Hail Satan.
Ramen. Well, ladies and germaphobes, thank you for being here for another sacrilegious edition of the Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles. Please come back next week as well. And you can find us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in some shape, way, or form. And we appreciate you being here.
Yes.
So, for the Disinformed podcast, I should also say, we are going to
yeah.
have a link tree down below that'll take you to all these wonderful things.
Yes,
in
yes, we've
addition
made it
to the
simple.
places where you smash things.
You simplified it too, where now it just takes
Mhm.
you to the page itself. We're not doing like specific episode drops to
Yes.
the links, which I thought was a really good addition.
Yes,
So
we
thank
have
you.
an entire playlist, which is here, of course, that will contain all of the chapters of the prayer and miracles. So you can just follow along the entire way. So it should be popping up here shortly if you are prepared for moving
Yes.
on. Unless you're
Probably,
doing
I don't know
first
where
run.
I am with respect to this, but I'm just going to point that way.
ish. Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, for the Disinformed podcast this week, I'm Shane.
I'm John.
I'm Michael.
I'm Sam.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to all of you out there.